So he started, getting acclimated to that. So, it's good to see. This is a sport.
It's a worldly sport.
Exactly. It's one of the few. Obviously, footy being another one, soccer being another one, but at least this one's manly. So, Thank you, Stacey Cheese. That's for you. Anyway, lastly, when it comes to hockey, you guys ever heard of the traveling Jagers?
No.
You never heard of the traveling Jagers?
No.
Jaromir Jagr, right?
Okay, yeah.
He has his
yes,
devoted groupies.
Yes. I have.
These guys. Do you remember the Jagr mullet?
Yes,
back in the '90s,
super mullet,
when he
dude.
played for the Penguins. I mean, that thing was mullet doesn't even really fully capture what that was.
His pro set hockey card was probably his rookie pro set hockey card was probably the best hockey card in history with that insano mullet. Like he took the country cape and the Kentucky waterfall and party in the front, business in the front, party in the back to a whole nother level with that.
Dude, it was like permed and had like all kinds of hairspray in it and everything. It was teased.
Yeah, dude.
It was brutal. So the Traveling Jagers is his little own fan group. They travel around wearing mullet wigs and Jagr jerseys. And apparently the Florida Panthers now have a promotion where they're seeking to fill an open Traveling Jagers position.
What?
They want a non-traveling Traveling Jagr to hang out and join all the other Traveling Jagers. They're going to hire him to do so in Miami to support Jagr. And, this is kind of, to me, it's kind of a kiss-up move because they do want to re-sign Jagr. They're really pushing.
They're going to.
And they've said that Jagr's done wonders with some of the young players like Jonathan Huberdeau. Him and Alexander Barkov, they've had them on a line together.
Did you see that 2-goal night he had?
Yeah.
God,
he's played phenomenally well with them, too. And you know what? When they interview Jagr, he actually says, in his opinion, he's still got at least another 4 or 5 years left in him.
I think he does.
And I think he does, too.
Playing in Russia, dude, he kept his conditioning up. The guy's, 42 years old?
43 now.
43 years old. And the guy is playing, realistically, a pretty, well above average style of hockey that he's played in a long time.
In my opinion, he might be one of the single best conditioned hockey players of all time.
Of all time, guaranteed.
You can't take him off the puck, even now, because of all the leg work that he's done over the years. The literal leg work that he's done.
Oh, yeah.
Now, getting out of the NHL, the NFL has officially announced that they're going to hire their first female game official. You're going to see a female referee.
Oh, come on. It's about time, honestly.
She's... You know what? If I told you, if I gave you an answer, I might get a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh. But it doesn't matter what she looks like, dude. If she does a good job and stays out there kicking ass and making the right calls, then keep her on, man.
Let's just say I'm not going to get flagged for holding anytime soon. Okay, I'm not going to get a holding flag if she's in front of me.
Oh well.
Wow.
Just saying.
Flag on the field. For brown eyeing.
There's not much you won't hold.
Oh, God. Good luck to her, man. I think
but
that's
Sarah Thomas is to become the first female to officiate an NFL game. She already this past actually she became the first female to officiate an NCAA football game in 2007. So kudos to her. Kudos to Sarah Thomas.
I mean, it's not Augusta, for God's sakes. I mean, get the women in there. If they can do the job, let them do the job, for God's sakes. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
I thought you were going to break into some equal pay for equal work or
that's
something like that.
That's something that
we don't go there.
No, they need to be equal pay for equal work.
Now, one last story, and I put this in there specifically for Caleb. I like putting things in for Caleb, but or is that in Caleb?
Wow.
But I see him wearing his Save Clarkson shirt.
Yes,
we speak
sir.
of Jeremy Clarkson of Top Gear fame. Apparently, he's been doing this international tour of live auto shows, right? He goes around from town to town and speaks, and at the time it was on the behalf of Top Gear. Well, their contract, the way his contract is set up with Hammond and May, with Richard Hammond and James May, the way it's set up is that it's a separate entity. So despite the fact that he has been fired from BBC, despite the fact that they've announced that he'll no longer be part of the Top Gear program, they will continue to use Clarkson for these international shows with Hammond and May. And now they've removed the Top Gear branding from this, and the show is actually just being referred to as Clarkson, Hammond, and May Live as they go around. Now, bad news for BBC with this. I mean, to me, this just further propels the disaster that is the whole Top Gear, Hammond, May, and Clarkson dynamic.
So, explain to the people out there what exactly went down with Clarkson.
In Clarkson's own words, I actually read the article or the press release. He turned himself in. He got in a physical altercation, got in an argument with one of the producers of the show, and punched him. Punched the guy.
Oh.
And he's been on his final warning about 3 or 4 times. And the BBC stance is there's no one person bigger than the BBC. I think they're going to find in this situation they might be wrong because with him comes the other two. James May was caught on video. They caught him right after the announcement was made about Clarkson getting fired. And he said that, they asked him, is the show going to go on? He says, I don't really know, but I will say that we come as a package deal. Their contracts are up this year as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Top Gear marketed under a different name on a different channel, maybe to keep the fun that they have and the language they're allowed to hold on the BBC, either maybe by a Spike or an FX or even a HBO or a Showtime type series. The show has a worldwide following. They've created spinoffs. They've got Top Gear Australia, Top Gear USA.
It's worldwide. Oh yeah.
And they are the architects pretty much of the show. They are the reason the show is what it is.
So what was the exact? Are you familiar with exactly what went down in the argument to cause that physical altercation to happen?
I read it. I don't remember it off the top of my head though.
Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was.
Do you?
Shoot.
Yeah, because he wanted a steak, and they screwed up his steak.
And he got in a fight over that?
Yeah.
So he's a douchebag.
It was over his steak.
No,
He punched out his producer over the steak.
So is that what happened, or is that like Daily Mail?
No,
That's
I don't know.
That's
I don't
really
remember
what
that.
happened.
I don't remember that, but not say that wasn't it. But
So all right, if that's what happened, so he's just a douchebag. If that's not what happened, maybe there's some deeper aspect to the story.
yeah, I'm sure there's got to be more to the story. They've been
Maybe they've been at each other's throats for a
yeah,
while.
and he's been in trouble for his practical jokes that he plays. He plays a lot of pranks.
He got in a lot of trouble for that
the
Argentina
one showing up, mentioning basically his number plate on the car, mentioned the Falklands War.
Yeah.
He got run out of town for that one.
and
Really
he got
run out of town.
he got in trouble with the BBC, and that was the second or third time. That's what put him on kind of final warning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's one of those things where when you have somebody that's, you can maybe take it back to the Dave Chappelle thing with his show leaving Comedy Central. You can't tie an artist's hands behind his back and not let him do what he thinks is funny and right to an extent.
At the end of the day, Top Gear is Clarkson, Hammond, and May. If you take,
Absolutely.
Agreed.
if you take
Yeah,
away
fully
Clarkson, it's not Top Gear.
No.
So the BBC, I understand that their hands were somewhat forced with this. I mean, what do you do? But like you said, Caleb, this show will go on. It'll go on a different network.
Different name.
With a different name, and it'll be the three of them.
And for a
I do not
hell of a
see-
lot of money.
Right.
yeah.
Those two guys, the other two, Hammond and May, have already said they will not do the show without Clarkson.
Well, these guys are all successful journalists before this show, so they're not. It's not like this is all these guys have. They've got plenty of talent from years and years of experience. Most of them had secondary shows that they were running with. They have family money as well. They don't need.
They don't need the
BBC's
BBC.
money.
Yeah, they don't need the BBC. Well, guys, we got to jump into a quick commercial break. We are running late here.
Before we go, can I give a shout out to a good buddy of mine?
Go ahead.
My good buddy Jimmy James Romanello is visiting back in town, visiting his family, and I consider myself part of that. Right now, he's stationed in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He's in the Army, so I'd like to give a huge shout out to him.
Hoorah! Is that
love you,
Army?
bud.
Oh, is that the Army? Hoorah?
That's the Marines.
Damn
dumbass.
it! Sorry. What's the Army?
Hoorah is the Army, right?
No, that's the Marines.
Oh, that's Marines. I'm sure he'll correct me.
I don't know what it is. Everybody's praying to God. And
You draft. You know what? You draft Dodgers ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
what?
Says
You
the
know
guy
what?
who moved to Canada.
Yeah, go hey, you know what? No, there's no more suck it cheese. Suck it, Charles. Suck it.
Love you, Jimmy James.
Love you, Jimmy
And
James.
thank you for your service, Jimmy.
Love
But
you, Jimmy
all
James.
Ukrainians, stay with us. When we get back, the selfie craze at it again. April Fool's jokes abound. We'll talk to you in a minute.
First, there was 5 hours. And number 6, now you can get a continuous 48 hours of energy because cardiac arrest is taking energy drinks to a whole new level.
That's what Marla's kept me up for days!
Cardiac arrest contains a formula that was once only available to Chinese military personnel.
You don't get that rundown feeling because you're never gonna come down!
Cardiac arrest is making dieting a thing of the past.
Don't worry about the calories because you're never gonna feel hungry!
Cardiac arrest is gonna get your motor running.
My bowels have been empty for weeks and I feel great!
Look for cardiac arrest energy drinks at a flea market or fireworks stand near you.
All right, man. ESB Brewing commercial. Take one.
Patrick Stewart presents the Patrick Stewart ESB commercial, starring the great Patrick Stewart.
Hey, Patrick?
You will address me as Sir Patrick Stewart.
Okay, Mr. Sir Patrick Stewart. Can we dispense with the introduction and just do the commercial the way it's written, please?
My contract states I have some creative license with this, considering I'm not even getting paid.
Yeah. Just take it from the top. Sir Patrick Stewart. ESB Brewing commercial. Take two.
This is Patrick Stewart for ESB Brewing. I remember in primary school when I had my first pint of ale, leading me to a 68-year love affair. As a young lad, I was precocious and mischievous.
Oh, for Christ's sake, could you get on with it?
Yes, ESB Brewing brings me back to the jolly good days of my youth. Visit ESB Brewing and purchase a cold pint today.
And that's a wrap. Was that so hard, Sir Jackass Stewart?
Mind your tongue, you barbarian!
Pardon our advertising. At ESB Brewing, we spend our money on beer.
This is Punky Brewster's adopted father calling from heaven for the Cranial Emission Show. Oh, Punky.
Welcome back to the Cranial Emission Show, folks. Broadcasting for the second half of the program. Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, the great Caleb Crispy here.
Hello.
Oh, of course. And our producer, Sancho Sanchez.
I'm quiet today.
You are quiet today.
I'm busy.
You seem subdued.
Yes.
As in you've been messing around with some dude.
No. What? No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What? No.
Never mind. ESB is where we broadcast. 333 North Falkenberg Road, Sweet Tea.
Sweet Tea.
407. Get yourself one of 15 different beers to choose from behind the bar. We've got a full house here today, guys.
We do have a full house.
A lot of people hanging out here today. Please don't sing that godforsaken, horrible.
That song is so stupid, I'll tell you.
You know they play that crap on Nick at Night now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
You know, Bob Saget only did that for the money. He said that show was stupid. And you get those two hookers that were the kids. What's their name?
Oh, the anorexics. Yeah, the cokeheads.
Olsen twins.
Yeah.
Merlin and Nellie.
Merlin Olsen.
And Nellie, which actually both of them, Nellie Olsen and Merlin, were both on Little House on the Prairie.
They were.
Yeah.
Another shite show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't you hate on that?
Oh, God. You know, we've talked in the past about the selfie thing, the selfie craze.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked in the past about how the advent of social media has really created an entire age of narcissism unlike anything we've ever seen. Well, there's a revolt going on now from a social level. Certain music festivals have brought out a disclaimer saying that these new selfie sticks that are out now are banned from their events. And I'm glad to see it. Coachella, Lollapalooza, Ultra, you know, the music festival down in Miami.
Lollapalooza?
Yeah, Lollapalooza.
South Park.
Yeah. they've all banned the selfie sticks.
As well they should.
And, I'm glad to see it. Ultra actually said on their Twitter account, they said, anyone with a selfie stick will be turned away and will probably make fun of you.
Well, or turned away. I mean, those things are like $20 because they're all Bluetooth compatible now. You know, you can set it, and I mean, the idea is cool. Like, it wasn't South Korea no, they were cracking down on bootleg selfie sticks.
Yeah, they banned the selfie sticks.
No. They were cracking down on bootleg selfie sticks.
On the bootleg ones, yes.
Oh,
the
my
bootleg.
God! Oh, here we go again.
What?
Now, South Korea is going to be really upset.
You know,
North Korea is going to be upset.
South
You
Korea.
guys, you